Hi everyone, I'm Amanda Rebello. Used to be Amanda Rebello Photography, and now it's Amanda and Bella Photography. Um, so Bella and I used to do Photoshop for beginners, easy enough for a kindergartner, but she's in first grade now. So now it would be easy enough for a first grader. And it is easy enough for a first grader with some guidance. So you can come. We have a class this Sunday, so I'm going to give you a little mini tutorial. So if you want to sign up for it on Sunday, it's at 1 o'clock at the studio in Plymouth. And if you're a little more experienced and you want to comment that you would like to have a more intermediate class, please comment and we will set that up for you. I also do one-on-one lessons, so if the classes don't work for you, let me know. The one-on-one lessons are great. And if you have a camera that is brand new and you have never touched it, I do a lot of one-on-one classes for that, and we can do a unboxing and do everything from how to turn the camera on, how to put the battery in, the SD card, how to use all the little buttons. Also tonight at 5 o'clock, there's going to be a new blog post, and I have an awesome workshop coming up for the summer for actors and models. That is in July, so check that out. And now we are going to look at this photo that I pulled up. It was shot in RAW. So if you don't know the difference between shooting in JPEG and shooting in RAW, that's okay. But when you shoot in JPEG, you get all of the colors that are out there to be captured by the camera, rather than your camera condensing it down into a nice sort of edited picture, because it does do some, your camera can do some editing inside of it and give you a nice bright picture. But if you shoot in RAW, you get basically a raw image, just like it sounds, so it needs some editing first. So to start off with, we want to crop this picture. So over here is where you have your tools. So this is to move your picture. I'm going to move down because I don't use this tool. This is a lasso. I don't use this tool. This is a selection tool. This is your crop. So we're going to go ahead and click the crop. This is one of your panels, which is going to show a navigator. I don't usually use this. This is going to show you your layers, which is a little more advanced, so we're not going to go there yet. Styles, I never use that. Paths, I never use that. Libraries, never use that. Adjustments, if you go into layers and you want to make some adjustments, these are like quick little buttons you can use if you don't like using the toolbar at the top up here. So if you didn't want to use when you go into here and you go to adjustments, the adjustments are here, but then there are quick buttons to do adjustments here. Okay, so the histogram, you want your histogram to look just like this. If it's really flat, then you don't have as much color and contrast as you want. If your histogram is way over here, then there's a lot of dark. If your histogram is way over here, you have a lot of light. And so we're not really needing a layer right now. We just want to do a crop. And for her, I want to crop. It's already set for an 8x10, which is the same as a 4x5. This is up here. These are all the details of your tools. So I'm always looking up here to see if I need to change anything. So I'm going to bring this down for an 8x10 because this is a headshot. So this moves a little weird because if you want the box to move up, you have to move the cursor down. So I'm going to move it like that, and I'm actually going to tilt it a little because I don't like how these lines are. And I'm going to stop with that. Now, a quick way to zoom in, if you have a Mac, it's Command and the plus sign. And if you have Windows, it's probably Control plus sign. So now we're going to look at this. It needs a little brightening it up. It's brightened, but you'll see the difference in a minute. I have over here, these are your actions. You can go to your window and show what you want to show. So actions is clicked. I don't think we have adjustments. We do, because adjustments are over here. Your history is not over here yet, but it can give you a history of everything that you've done so far. So we should probably click that so you can see the history. We've opened it and we've cropped it. And then we're not going to open any of these other ones yet. So we've opened it and we've cropped it. And now, okay, so your actions. This will come with some actions, but I strongly encourage you to get a few basic actions. If you can get the Florabella Color Play, it's the one that I use every single time. I'm not going to use it here because you won't have it. But it's the one that I use every single time, and I start with, use it so often I'm not sure what it's called. I think it's called Clean Color. And it brightens, lifts the shadows, color corrects, auto tones. It does everything in a matter of seconds. And then you can make little adjustments that you want. There's also actions for eye brightening. There's actions for lip color, anything you can imagine. And it makes it so much quicker than if you're going and doing it with brushes independently. But that's what we're going to do here because you won't have any actions. So to start off, if you go up to the top and you go to image, you can do adjustments. And the way you really should do this is to add a layer, which I almost never do, but you really should. So to add a layer, you hit Command J, and you'll see you have a layer now. And that's so if you make a mistake, you can go back to your original image. So I'm just surprised that it doesn't show a picture of this. So now we're going to go to brightness. So we can lighten this up. And that looks about as bright as I would want it. I'm going to zoom back a little bit just to check. I think I might raise the highlights too. Just to see if I like that better. So this one, wow, that seems like a lot. That was a big change. But that looks good. Okay, so she looks great. I do want to brighten her eyes. So I usually use an action for that. For here, we would need a brush. And I'm trying to decide how I would like to do it. I think we'll start with just sharpening the image overall. It's a pretty sharp image, but it always looks better, a little bit sharper. So we'll start with sharpening, which is this filter. And there's sharpen right there. And we're just going to hit sharpen. And then we'll zoom in and see how it looks. And that looks pretty great. Her eyes are really in focus. That's the most important thing. You want to make sure that her eyes are in focus. And we do want to do a little bit of skin smoothing. And we can get rid of these little dots with another tool. So we'll go down to the Band-Aid tool. And we're just going to click, 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 click. quick, 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 quick. You don't want to do too much. Let's see if we can do this. There is an action for skin smoothing. You can do it with some blur. This works as well. You can also do it with the clone tool, sometimes. So the clone tool is how you get rid of some things in the background sometimes. I also use it to mix the skin colors sometimes, almost like a foundation. So I would option right click on a Mac and then slowly, oh, this is at 100%. We don't want to do it at 100%. We want to use it like a powder like you would with makeup. So I'm going to put it way down to like 29%. And we're just going to sort of drag it across her eye, this eye area, so it's not as noticeable, but it's still natural looking. And same thing over here. There's also actions where you can just do redness removal, which is something I would do. But we can do the same thing over here. Pick up a bit of color from here and just kind of move it around. Oops, got a little bit of our eyebrow there. And so her skin looks pretty great. Her hair looks great. We could probably stop there. We could go back to it and do the eyes if we wanted, but I think it looks pretty great. So we have a few more minutes. I can show you the brushes. You can select the brush size up here and go up and down in size. So we have this size, we have this size. You can also come up with different textures. I have my watermark right here, so I can select that and then put it over. It's got a weird color selected down here from the previous edit. Then let's just go finish down here. This is a color, a history brush tool and an art tool. This is an eraser. This is going to erase everything, but it's also adding a dark color. I never used that water droplet tool. Oh, this is the dodge and burn tool. So if you want to make something lighter or darker. I never use this tool. This is text. Text does not really come out that well in Photoshop. It's better to take it out into a PDF. This is just your pointer tool. This is a rectangle tool. This is a hand tool just to move your photo up and down. This is a zooming in tool as well. Down here is when you use layer masks. You change these colors. This is a text box. So along here is some of your drop-down menus, which I would talk about more in the class. But that's about it. My 15 minutes of fame is up, and I hope that you're interested in the class, or write down some questions and I can answer them in a blog. And thanks for being with us.